Hi Jayla, so today's vlog is going to be a response to Tyler DeWitt's TED Talk, and that will be linked below. So this TED Talk really brought up emotions. It brought up a lot of feelings, not only in the way we teach science to elementary, junior high, high school kids, but also the interaction between the scientific community and society and the gap that's separating those two. So I'm going to first talk about some of my personal experience and how it related to Tyler DeWitt's TED Talk. I never thought I was going to be a scientist. I was never one of those kids that was like, yay, science! For some reason, 5th grade really stands out, and I remember that our teacher would just give us our book and just have us outline the chapter. There was no discussion or lecture, like hands-on cool stuff. That's not exciting at all. That continued, and my next big memory of awfulness was 9th grade honors biology. And like, these were supposed to be like the honors kids. Aren't you supposed to do all the cool stuff with them? Basically, all we did was read the book that was really hard to understand. It was just words. And our teacher would just lecture out of the book, and I really learned nothing in that class. I don't know how I passed that class. I think I even got an A. But this all changed in 10th grade honors chemistry. All of a sudden I was like, this science thing is pretty cool. I think that was mainly because of my teacher. Of course, we still had to read the textbooks and do all that, but she definitely made it fun. We got to do real lab. I'm a very hands-on person and I could see what I was doing. But definitely in 10th grade was like, wait a minute, I think I could do this science thing. And I went on to do AP chemistry and decided to go and get my degree in science. To extend on Tyler DeWitt's TED Talk, I think that this technique he's suggesting is not only good for teaching children, but also for connecting the scientific community to society. I think the scientific community has a really bad habit of just using jargon. The general public is just like, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not even gonna try. It could especially help in the climate change debate. Stop trying to explain things in really technical ways. Explain it to the public in ways they can understand. Understand the scientific process and modeling. It can be technical, but you can break it down. And I'll give you an example. I am currently studying things called turbidity current. And when I tell my friends and family what that is, they just look at me like I'm crazy. But if I tell my family that I'm studying things that are kind of like underwater landslides, technically that term is not correct. Landslides and turbidity currents are different physical processes, but at least it puts a picture in my family and friends' head of what I kind of study instead of having no idea. So that is an example in which I am simplifying and making it relatable to them. At least I kind of understand what I'm talking about. Came across a paper in which this author did exactly the simplification process. So they were discussing whether the term turbidity current or subaqueous sediment density flow should be used to describe this physical process. And so they listed the pros and cons of both and where both these definitions had come from. The authors concluded while subaqueous sedimentary density flow was more precise to what this physical process is, it's okay to refer to it as turbidity current in a more broader sense so more people understand. And I think that's brilliant for that author to have done, because yes, it's not exactly technically correct, but in a broad sense it's okay. That's what we need, because not everyone I know is going to be a scientist, and that is okay. I keep bringing up the climate change debate. That's a very popular debate in which people misinterpret science because all the scientific things are very jargony. I think that's really going to be needed in order to get society more aware. Hopefully that you found some of that interesting. Have a good weekend, and I will see Jesse on Monday.